Hello everyone. So today we are going to see the unit 3 lecture 5, that is power in the power systems 2. We are having the capacitor connection at the junction, at the T junction, and also we are having the attenuation of traveling waves. So in the last class, we have seen the capacitor, the line terminated through a capacitance, and how the refracted voltage and reflected voltage, and what is the equation of the refracted voltage when the line terminated through a capacitance. So that we have seen, and we have converted the Laplace transform voltage equation into the here in the time domain analysis, that is V double dash of t, which is equal to, we have calculated, that is refracted voltage. So now here we are having to understand the capacitor connection at T junction, and also we have to understand the attenuation of the traveling waves. So these are the learning objectives for this lecture. And first, if we see the capacitor connection at T junction, so here in the place of Z3 impedance in the bifurcated line, so there we have seen a bifurcated line that is having the Z1 is the actual line impedance and Z2, Z3, these two are the parallel line connections which we have seen in the bifurcated line. So there are T junction, a bifurcated line. So in that we are having the three impedances or three lines which are having the three different impedances. But whereas here we are having Z1 is the line impedance, the main line impedance, and Z2 is the other line, that is impedance of the line is Z2, and we are connecting here at the junction point of these two, Z1 and Z2, we are connecting here a capacitor. So if I connect a capacitor here, then what is the behavior of the refracted voltage? What is the behavior of the refracted voltage means here V double dash of S is the refracted voltage. So when we connect capacitor, then what happens to that? Behavior of the refracted voltage means a V double dash of S is equal to, so if you see here V double dash of S is equal to 2V Z1, 2V by Z1 into S by 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus, actually we have got 1 by Z3 when you are studying the bifurcated line, but here I am placing that with a capacitor means 1 by CS, 1 by CS you are going to get, so that becomes to the denominator, that becomes as CS you are going to get, that is 2V into Z1S by, 2V by Z1 into S by 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus CS. So if I rearrange the terms to get the calculation easy, we are going to rearrange the terms, that is 2V by Z1 into S by, just take the Z1 and Z2 common, then you are going to get, so here Z2 plus Z1 by Z1 Z2 plus C into S you are going to get. So in the denominator, if I take the common as a C, then you are going to get 2V into Z1 by 2V by Z1 into S by C, I am taking common, Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 into Z2 into C plus S you are going to get, because there is a C, there is no C term in the Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 Z2 into, right. So there you are going to get the C, and the other term, in the other term you are not getting C. So just I have taken common, right. So V double dash of S is equal to what? 2V by S into Z1 into C into 1 by S plus Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 Z2 C. So I am taking this Z1 plus Z2, so here Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 Z2 into C, I am taking the term as a alpha, because for simple calculation just I am considering that as a alpha, and at the last I will substitute the value of alpha. Okay. V double dash of S is equal to what happens? 2V by S, so here 2V by S into 1 by Z1 C by S plus alpha. So here I am just multiplying and dividing with Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 plus Z2 and Z1 Z2 by Z1 Z2. Just I am multiplying and dividing with Z1 plus Z2 by Z1 plus Z2 and Z1 into Z2 by Z1 into Z2. So if I multiply and divide with that terms, then you are going to get 2v by s into z2 by z1 plus z2 into z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 zc and whole divided by s plus alpha. So here 2v by s into z2 by z1 plus z2 you are going to get the same value, but z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 into c is nothing but the alpha value whatever we have assumed at the starting. So here, so then what happens, that becomes alpha by s plus alpha you are going to get. So here you are having the two main equations, that is what we are considering two fractions, that is 1 by s and other one is alpha by s plus alpha. So if I consider the partial fractions and if I separate those terms as a partial fractions, then you are going to get 2v into z2 by z1 plus z2, and that 1 by s and alpha by s plus alpha, if I calculate the a value is, so if I write those terms as a 1 by s means you are going to write that as a by s plus b by s plus alpha. So if I write those terms and if I calculate what for the values of a and b, then a value is becomes a is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 1 you are going to get. So from that you are going to get the partial fractions, that is 1 by s minus 1 by s plus alpha. So if I write those things and if I convert them from Laplace transformed equations into the time domain analysis, that is inverse Laplace transform, if I apply inverse Laplace transform over here, that v double dash of s becomes v double dash of t, which is equal to 2v into z2 by z1 plus z2 into 1 minus e to the power of. So there you are having the 1 by s, that 1 by s inverse Laplace transform is 1 and inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus a. What is the inverse Laplace transform of 1 by s plus a means? E power minus at. So just substitute the value of a value is nothing but here alpha is nothing but z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 c. Just substitute that value, that is 1 minus e power minus z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 into c into t you are going to get, that is v double dash of t. So if I see the voltage or variation across the voltage, variation in voltage across the capacitor, if we see, so that is a graph like this you are going to get. So that is exponentially increasing voltage across the capacitor. Let us now derive the expression for voltage surge. The surge is of finite duration. So till now we have studied that infinite duration of the length we have considered till now. The voltage, whatever the voltage which are connected at the capacitor or line terminated through a capacitor, we have assumed that it is a infinite length, a DC voltage which is a infinite length. But now let us consider that the surge is of finite duration, say it is tau. Let the magnitude of the wave be v units. So the wave could be decomposed into two ways. So that is, the first one is the wave could be decomposed into two ways, means f of t is equal to v into u of t minus v into u of t minus tau. So here f of t is nothing but what? It is a function as I am assuming. So from that graph, whatever I have assumed the finite length, surge of finite length tau. So in that f of t is nothing but v into u of t. Why I am considering unit function, unit step function means it is a step function, v into u of t minus v into u of t minus tau, v into u of t minus tau. Why we have got t minus tau means it is a total length time t minus tau the other value, and u of t is nothing but the whatever the value which we are assuming, and v into u of t minus tau is nothing but that value is equal to v for t greater than or equal to tau. If the value is t greater than or equal to tau, then you are going to get the v into u of t minus tau value is v, and it is equal to 0 for t less than tau. So if I write the inverse Laplace transformed equation for that, v double dash of s you are going to get 2v by z1 of s and by 1 by z1 plus 1 by z2 plus cs you are going to get minus 2v into z1 of s into e power minus tau into s by 1 by z1 plus 1 by z2 plus cs we are going to get. That second term represents the v into u of t minus tau. The first term represents the v into u of t. And here if I take the inverse Laplace transform for that, that is v double dash of t. So here v double dash of t is equal to 2v into z2 by z1 plus z2. If I take the common, then you are going to get 1 minus e power minus z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 into c into t, and minus 2v z2 by z1 plus z2 into 1 minus e to the power of minus z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 into c t minus tau you are going to get. First one is u of t and the second term is t minus tau. So you have to get the first term in the exponential equation, that exponential term as a t, and the second exponential term as a t minus tau you are going to get. And the next one is for time t 0 less than t less than tau only for the first term, and the expression is active. So if I consider the time t as a 0 to tau, that means, so if you see the graph, so 0 to tau, so that 0 to tau means the only first term is going to be available, and for t greater than or equal to tau both the terms are going to be active. That is, so here you are having two terms. So these two terms are going to be present when t greater than or equal to tau. When 0 less than t less than tau means only the first term is going to be available. That is, during the charging time only the first term is going to be present, but during the discharge time of the capacitor you are going to have two terms. That two terms you are going to be present in the equation. Okay, so these are the two terms. These two terms are going to be present in the equation when t greater than or equal to tau, and the rise in voltage is maximum at t is equal to tau. So at the time t is equal to tau, the rise in voltage is going to be maximum, and after that t is equal to tau time, that is going to be exponentially decaying. That means it is going to be decreasing the value of the capacitor. So here if I substitute t is equal to tau, then what happens? V double dash of t is equal to 2v into z2 by z1 plus z2, 1 minus e power minus z1 plus z2 by z1 z2 c into tau. I am substituting in the place of t and substituting tau, minus 2v z2 by z1 plus z2 into 1 minus e to the power of t minus tau means what? Tau minus tau means it is a 0, e power 0. What is the value of e power 0? That e power 0 value is 1, then 1 minus 1 is nothing but 0. The second term is going to be vanishes. Then you are going to get only the first term, that is v double dash of t is equal to 2v z2 by z1 plus z2 into 1 minus e to the power of minus z1 plus z2 by z1 plus z1 into z2 into c into tau you are going to get. So that is capacitor connection at the T junction. And here they are having, so it is clear that the attenuation in the magnitude of the voltage for a short wave is much more rapid than for a long wave. So if you consider the finite wave, what happens? The attenuation means you are going to get the decreasing of the value. So here the decreasing of the value is very rapid, rather than if you use infinite length. So if I use infinite length, it is having the increasing exponential only. So here if you see, it is for the infinite length, it is increasing exponential only. It is a long length, duration of the length is very high. But whereas if I consider finite length, for that finite length, it is the decreasing or attenuation of the voltage wave is very rapid. I can say that for the shorter length of the wave have most rapid decaying or most rapid attenuation in the magnitude of the voltage. So we have seen that the effect of the shunt capacitor is to reduce the steepness and magnitude of the wave reaching an equipment. Since an inductor is a dual capacitor, an inductor in series of the line should give the same effect. So if I connect the inductor in series with the line, that is also will gives the same effect, right. So if you see the attenuation of travelling waves, so let us consider R, L and C and G. We are having the resistance, inductance and capacitance and conductance. G is nothing but the conductance. So these values are going to be considered per unit length or per unit length of a line. So let the value of the voltage and current waves at x is equal to 0 be V0 and I0. So before starting the, so x is equal to 0 is nothing but what? So before starting the travelling waves. So when the x is equal to 0 plus the travelling waves, that is V and I travels over the line. So that is what here you are having V0, I0 and there is a length of the x which we are considering and dx is a small length or differential length. Their differential length, the voltage and current waves are V and I. So these are the travelling waves on lossy line. That means there is a line which is having the losses. So here our objective is to find the values of the voltage and current waves when they have travelled through a distance of x units over the overhead line. So let the time taken be the t units when the voltage across the, when the voltage and current waves are V and I respectively. To travel the distance of dx, let the time taken be dt. Let us consider that time taken is dt and the travelling distance is dx. In the figure we can see. So here the differential power, that is dp is equal to I square r dx plus v square g dx. So the power at a distance of x. So here if you see the distance dx, so the power, if I calculate the at the distance x, Vi which is equal to P which is equal to I square into Zn, where Zn is a natural impedance of the line. So if I differentiate that power, right. So here with respect to the current, if I differentiate, dP is equal to minus 2I Zn into di you are going to get. So here the negative sign represents there is a reduction in the power. Negative sign is going to be assigned here, that represents a reduction in the power as the wave travels with the time. Okay, as the wave travels with the time, the power is going to be reduces. So that's why we are representing that with a negative sign. So equating equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 and equation 2 is a dP. dP is equal to minus 2I Zn into di. So if I equate these two terms, then you are going to get minus 2I Zn into di, which is equal to I square r dx plus v square g into dx. So if I equate the terms and rearranging those terms, we are going to get di. So that di equation is di is equal to minus I into r plus g into Zn square by 2 Zn into dx. So here I am taking di by I. So that di by I is nothing but minus r plus g into Zn square by 2 into Zn into dx. So if I apply integration on both the sides, so integration of the 1 by I is nothing but what? Natural logarithm of I, and so here there is no I terms, you are having the x terms. So integration of the constant is only the x I can consider. So that is r plus g into Zn square by 2 Zn into x plus there is a constant, you are going to get the constant as a. Just substitute x is equal to 0 and I is equal to I0 and a is equal to natural logarithm of I0. So substitute in the above equation these values, then you are going to get natural logarithm of I by I0 you are going to get, because there is a ln of I, that plus a is nothing but ln of I0. So if I bring that ln of I0 to the left hand side, ln of I by I0 you are going to get, that is ln of I minus ln of I0 means it is a equation, that is a formula, ln of I by I0 I can write. So that is equal to minus r plus g into Zn square by 2 into Zn into x. So just this term, that is r plus g into Zn square by 2 Zn, I am considering that as a, then you are going to get minus ax. So that is I is equal to what? I0 into e power minus ax I can write, because if I bring this natural logarithm to the right hand side, you are going to get the e power value, that is I equal to I0 into e power minus ax. So we can easily calculate the term, that is v is equal to v naught plus e power minus ax. The same term we can prove. So this shows that the current and voltage waves get attenuated exponentially as they travel over the line, and the magnitude of the attenuation depends upon the parameters of the line. So this attenuation means that it is going to be reduce the magnitude of the waves. So that is reduce the magnitude of the voltage or current waves. To reduce that, so as this attenuation is not going to be there, means they will damage the equipment. When they reach to the equipment, then they will damage the equipment. These travelings, whatever the traveling waves are there, those traveling waves are going to be damage the equipment. So an empirical relation due to Faust and Menger. So their empirical relation, we are going to take into consideration the shape and length of the wave for the calculating the voltage and current at any point on the line after it has been travelled through a distance x, which is given as v is equal to v naught by 1 plus k into x into v naught. So that is a formula. So in that x is in kilometers, and v naught are in kV, and k is the v and v naught, that is voltage and voltage at the reference value are considered in kilovolts, and k is the attenuation constant. So that value of the attenuation constant is k is equal to 0.00037 for chopped waves, and 0.00019 for short waves, 0.0001 for long waves. So that is what the attenuation of the travelling waves. So what we have seen till now, if you see the summary, so in this we have seen the connection of capacitor at the T junction. Then what happened to the refracted voltage? What is the refracted voltage equation we have seen, and the effect of shunt capacitor. So what is the effect of shunt capacitor? Means if we connect the shunt capacitor, which is going to be reduce the steepness and magnitude of the wave reaching the equipment, and the current and voltage waves get attenuated exponentially as they travel over the line, and the magnitude of the attenuation depends upon the parameters of the line. If the length of the line is shorter, then the attenuation is very rapid. If the length of the travelling wave or length of the line is going to be very high, then attenuation is very higher time it will consider. Okay. So thank you everyone, thank you for listening this class.